Okay, so this is going to be a couple short videos, basically just for one homework lesson. And the part of it is being able to identify parallel lines and identify perpendicular lines based on their slopes. Okay, but first we're going to talk about what that means. So parallel lines, and as you know, math people always like symbols. So if you see this symbol, that means parallel lines. So parallel lines have the exact same slope, meaning, if it's reducible to the same thing, and a different y-intercept. So, for example, if we look at this set of lines, so we see this line is going down, this line is also going down, they are never intersecting, they are going at the same rate, they have the same slope. So we have two equations that were given to us. So the first one for this, I think, I'm not sure which one it is, but we'll find out. So from here, I don't know what the slope of the line is as an equation. But if I get it into y-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, I'll know that the number here by x will be the slope. Okay? So for this first equation, I'm going to solve it for y to find out what the actual slope is, and so I can compare it to the second line to confirm this. So in order to get it looking like this, I need to move this x value to the right side of the equation. This is positive, so I'm going to subtract it. And 3y comes down. Doesn't matter which one I write first, but kind of keeping it in this, this form, I'll write the minus 2x first. This is still a positive 6, so I'll write plus 6. And now I have to divide everything by 3. So I get y equals negative 2/3 x plus 2. So in this case, the slope here is negative 2/3. And it's going through the y-axis at 2. So that's right here. And we can see that it's going down 2 over 3. Down 2 over 3. So that's that line right there. In order to confirm that this line is also parallel, or that is parallel to this, it has to have the exact same slope. So again, we're going to find that out. So this says 4x plus 6y equals 6. I'm going to move this 4x over here. Bring that 6y down. Again, just to keep it in line with that form, I'm going to write the x term first, and then write plus 6. And here I have to divide everything by 6. So looking at this, right, I said that the slopes have to be the exact same, right? Well, when I did this one, it was negative 2/3, and this one says negative 4/6. Well, what is negative 4/6 reduced? Because these are two even numbers. When I divide both of these by 2, I get that same slope. So here, this is telling me that it's going through 1 on the x-axis, and it's also following this slope, going down 2 over 3. Down 2 over 3. So parallel lines will never intersect. They have the exact same slope, and they have a different y-intercept. So there was a question that popped up on your homework 4.11, and this did have a situation where, boy howdy, it looked like it was going to be the same, or it looked like it was going to be parallel lines, but there was something into that. So they ask if this line and this line are parallel. Okay. So this line is already in y equals mx plus b form. So here, this is the slope, and the y-intercept equals 5. Okay. So I'm going to steal graphing paper. I can find it. We're going to graph that. So the y-intercept is 5. This is not going to go very far. Y-intercept is 5. And the slope is 5. So that means that when I use the slope of 5 to get to my next point. So I'm going to go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. Okay, it's very, very steep. And make the next point. I'll just reverse that and make that third point. Ooh, that was bad. Oh my God, that was terrible. All right, here, that was better. Ooh, I didn't know it was so hard to follow a ruler. Okay, so this is the line y equals 5x plus 5. Now they're asking if this line is parallel to this line. Okay, so we have to get this in y-intercept form. So just like we did a minute ago, we're going to move this 5x over to here. So this is canceled. When this comes down, this is going to be a minus y. And I'm going to write that x term first. And still have that. So all I did was move this 5x to the right-hand side and bring the stuff down. Again, we don't want negative y, we want positive y. So if there's anything always in front of this y term, we always have to divide everything by that, right? So we can think about that as a negative 1. So that means I'm going to divide everything by a negative 1. And what that does is that changes the signs of all these terms, right? Negative divided by negative is a positive, negative divided by negative is a positive. So do they have the same slope? Same slope. So this was our second one. This was our first equation. Yep. Both the slope is at 5, but the y-intercepts are also the same. So what that means is that these are not two parallel lines. This is the exact same line. So the answer to this is not parallel because it is the same line. So in order to have parallel lines, they have to be two separate ones going like railroad tracks. If you end up with the same slope and the same y-intercept, well, that's just the exact same line. So that's only one line. So watch out, they kind of try to trick you a little bit. Okay, so that's for parallel lines. Basically, the name of the game is to get these equations into y-intercept form, make it look like y equals mx plus b. You're going to compare the slopes. If the slopes are the same and they have a different intercept, then yes, they are parallel. If the slopes are not exactly the same, then no, it is not parallel. All right, stay tuned for perpendicular.